Hello everyone! Since we are done in the positive and negative impacts, now let's proceed to the last topic, which is the mitigation measures of environmental impacts of tourism. So I have here 4 mitigation impacts which aim to reduce or minimize the negative effects that tourism activities can have on the environment. So, the first mitigation measure is the environmental awareness raising. So, we all knew that tourism has the potential to increase public appreciation of the environment and to spread awareness of environmental problems, which it brings people into closer contact with the nature and the environment. So, this confrontation may heighten awareness of the value of nature and lead to environmentally conscious behavior and activities to preserve the environment. So, example of this is encouraging local to engage in environmental awareness raising because they are the one who will benefit with it. So it is also to listen the negative impact that the tourism would create towards the environment. So through this awareness, people would be aware what they wanna do or what they gonna do in the attraction, and in that way it could really reduce the negative impacts in the destinations. So they would always practice what they learn in the awareness, which can lead to the sustainable environment. So that is the first mitigation measure, which is the environmental awareness raising. So next, let's proceed to the second mitigation measure, which is the protection and preservation of natural resources. So conservation is a simple word as consuming less energy, water, or waste. So by taking part in the responsible management of natural resources, and reducing or upcycling waste. So you can show guests that you are serious about your commitment to mitigating some of your environmental footprints. So with this, the tourism would really improve the future generation and would benefit with it. So also preservation and protection in tourism involve conserving natural places as they are, reducing negative influences, and ensuring that tourists enjoy nature's beauty without inflicting harm. So responsible tourism practices are critical or for striking a balance between having fun on vacation and protecting the environment for the future generations. Example of this is kanang not overfishing and replanting trees. So, usasad ani is kanang mga forest. Dapat dili na to hilabtan para sa mga infrastructure development, para avoid sa mga landslide which can affect also to the attractions nearby. We should always think to always protect and preserve what we have now for the future. So now let's proceed to the third mitigation measure, which is the sustainable transportation. So we all knew that transportation is important in tourism. Without transportation, we cannot go to our desired destination or where we gonna go in our vacant time. But this transportation have a negative impact or can cause pollution in our environment. Greenhouse gases emitting a sizable amount of carbon emission depending on the place of departure and the end of destination. So to lessen this kind of situation, we need to utilize the sustainable transportation like the public transportation, carpooling, and easy ride sharing. So with this, it can help the environment while traveling everywhere where can go. So example of this is kana ganing mag-rides nga magtagsa-tagsa jud og motor. So pwede raman sad nga mag-angkas ang usa sa moangkas siya sa iyahang moangkas siya sa kanang walay sakay, maka-reduce sa carbon emission. In that way, manggod maka-affect na sila sa environment because of carbon emission, because nagtagsa-tagsa man sila og gamit og motor. If wala kay sakay, dapat magpasakay kaglain to minimize, and also to minimize the traffic in the road. So now, let's proceed to the last mitigation measure, which is the carrying capacity limits. So this determine the maximum number of visitors that a destination can sustain without causing significant environmental degradation. So implement and enforce restriction on the number of tourists in specific areas to prevent overcrowding. So with this, it could avoid any damages of the physical environment of the destinations. So, example of this is katong sa Kawasan nga ang pagpaagi nila sa paglimit sa mga So, example of this is katong sa Kawasan nga ang paagi nila sa paglimit sa mga musulod is ilang gipadak-an ang entrance fee, which in that way makalas jud less na jud ang musulod because mahal naman ang entrance fee, di ba? So in that way malas ang damage sa environment because gagmay naman ang musulod. Less na ang people nga maka-enter sa destination. So, the environment would have a less damage and it can preserve the destination. So, wala kay daghan nga damage sa destination because of the entrance fee. Because ang maka-afford sad ana nga destination is those mga foreign jud people or nga ganahan jud sila nga moadto nga or ganahan jud sila nga moadto ana nga specific nga destination. So all of this mitigation is really important and can lessen the negative impacts in the environment of the destinations. So using a combination of these tactics, places and organizations can effectively improve the environmental consciousness among the visitors. So, encouraging them to make more informed and responsible decisions while traveling. So, all of this, we can enjoy the benefits of tourism while making sure we don't harm the places we visit and the people who live there. It's about enjoying our travels responsibly. So the mitigation measure is that things that we need to do to lessen the negative impacts that we see in that specific destination or place. So mitigation measure is a plan of the destination which we can make the negative impacts into positive one. That is all the mitigation measures that could preserve the natural beauty of the environment. So this is Rosemary Calvo, our Group 6 member. Thank you and goodbye.